And then from there, you had your first fight in
2018.
No, your first pro fight in the EFC. 21 or 22?
2022.
22.
April. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And what was the sort of I mean, was the conversation always when you joined PFA like, I want to be a fighter and get me there?
Yeah. So from day one, I mean, the first time I walked into there was to get my pro license. So like Mike knew that I wanted to go pro, but he still asked me before my pro fights, like, oh, would you like to have a few amateur fights and all that? I was like, I mean, I could have, but in my mind, I wanted to go pro. I felt like the training I was receiving, well, I still am receiving at PFA, like prepares you very well for the professional. Yeah. Yeah. So
Mike just looks like the type of guy that, because I mean, obviously I've seen a lot of, I mean, I've been there at night a couple of times. When you guys have the MMA group together, we've had a couple of open mats and things like that. Like I know a bit, but I'm obviously not part of the gym and know the intimate details and everything. But he just looks like the type of guy that will have a game plan for every scenario.
He has a game plan.
Yeah,
he does the research. He cares about his fighters.
100%. Yeah.
So everything you want. I felt like it was too good to be true. To be honest, like to have a gym like that in Cape Town. That can take me all the way, because I feel like I don't need to necessarily change gyms even if I want to go to, let's say, UFC. I feel like everything I need is in one place and it's at home. Yeah. So yeah.
And if you do there, or let's say when you do get there, don't change the things that got you there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, like Mike, he has years and years of experience, a real proper scholar of the game.
Yeah.
They in the early days got international people come down, show them the ropes, so to say. And yeah, it's early days in South African MMA, so a lot of people might still feel like they need to go overseas.
Yeah.
But I people are gonna think I'm a stuck record, and I always say this, but like, and it's the most famous example of it, but Conor McGregor, when he was a kid, said to his parents, I want to be an MMA fighter. And they said, show me somebody from Ireland that's done it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. And he had to do it himself. Yeah. And he ended up becoming the biggest star in history. And if people at the time would have been like, but no one from Ireland has done it, and show us how big the gym is.
Yeah.
It would have been easy maybe for somebody to give up and just say, well, we're not there, let's go overseas. But he didn't have to do it. And I feel like South African MMA, we're at that point now where people are going to look back in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And everybody like Mike and Drickus and everybody, okay, Drickus already has the recognition, but people are all going to see that we have the people here, we have the skills here, the gyms here, everything.